Hey, it's Matt McWilliams here, and I'm going to make an assumption about you. Right now, I'm going to make an assumption as I record this that you are already a successful person. You know how I know that? Because unsuccessful people don't do what you're doing. They don't watch videos on self improvement or marketing. They don't listen to podcasts to make them better at business or just at life in general. They don't read personal growth books. They don't follow blogs and subscribe to email lists about the kind of stuff that you're into. I know that. I know that to be true. So you may not be a millionaire yet. Your business may be virtually unknown. Maybe you haven't even made your first dollar. You haven't gotten the promotion, or you haven't done this big, affiliate promotion yet. But the very act of listening and watching and reading shows me that you're already successful. But I also know that you want to take it to the next level. So today I'm going to share with you 4 musts. These are must-do things to go from successful to ultra successful. And here's the cool thing. These apply whether we're talking about affiliate marketing, online marketing in general, online business, business in general, life in general, parenting, you name it. These apply across the board. These are just life principles, but I'm going to tell you how they apply to affiliate marketing specifically. And in studying the most successful people in history, I looked back and I found that every single one of the people I studied, they learned to do each of these. Now, some learned earlier than others. Some didn't learn until they were 60 years old, but they learned that they had to do all of these before they reached the level of very successful. So here are those 4 musts to make the leap from successful to very successful. First of all, you must learn the magic word. These are not the 4 gottas. These are the 4 musts. You must learn the magic word. Not please. It's not please. To go from successful to very successful, you've got to learn the magic word, and that magic word is no. It's no. Here's what Warren Buffett said about the magic word. He said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Now, this presents this weird paradox, though, because to get to a certain level of success, to make a certain amount of money in affiliate marketing, you have to say yes to a lot of stuff. Again, this applies all throughout life. To get to a certain level in a job, you have to say yes. You build relationships, you earn respect, you build up a lot of IOUs. But to make it to the next level, you have to say no to the good and even the great to get so that you can say yes to something amazing. To get to that next level, you have to learn to say no. And this means not only eliminating things that clearly waste your time, those are obvious, but eliminating things that have actually worked on some level. So how does this apply to affiliate marketing? Well, what this means is you might have promoted stuff in the past and it made you a certain amount of money, but it's not what's going to get you to very successful. And you have to say no to it. Maybe there's somebody that you really want to promote them, and you have to say no to them because it doesn't fit your content calendar. And rather than send one email for them and one email for this other person, and then one email for this other person, you're going to send 10 emails for one of them. That's what's going to take you from successful to very, very successful. It means saying no to great opportunities in order to stay focused on your mission. Sometimes it means saying no. Like, I'm the affiliate guy, right? And I'm telling you, sometimes it means saying no to an affiliate promotion just to have some time to rest. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Just to have some time to think. You got to have some free space on your calendar. And it takes courage to say no. And there's only one way to get good at it: time and practice. So think about, what is something that you have to say no today? You have to say no to today in order to say yes to something better. That's number 1. You've got to learn to say no. Number 2, you've got to learn to play dumb. I keep saying you must learn to play dumb. Yeah, I think back, when I think about like playing dumb, I think back to 2000 or 2006, 2007. We had started a business. We had grown it. We had 52 employees, $18 million a year in revenue. And I was the go-to guy. I was the go-to guy. I was in a leadership role. I was one of the 3 founders of the country or the company. Founders of the country. I'm reading Thomas Jefferson's biography right now, so I'm in that mindset, right? I'm talking about the founders. This got me the big fancy office. I had 15 people who reported to me, made a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. That success was the thing that was holding me back because I bought into the myth that in order to be the leader of one of the leaders of the company, I had to have all the answers. I had to, if there was a problem, I had to be the one to solve it. I was vanilla ice. If there was a problem, I'll solve it. That was me, right? If I didn't have the answer, I made one up. I that's how I was. And I missed out on so much. Now, as I progressed as a leader, I learned how to listen. And I learned that the transition from successful to very successful, I had to learn to just shut up sometimes even play dumb. I had to ask questions I knew the answers to, even like ridiculous questions, to learn what was going on. I had to probe and prod like I knew absolutely nothing. And the same is true in affiliate marketing. Like, there are times where you got to play dumb to go from successful to very successful. That means like you've got to ask your audience questions that you know the answers to be able to get the results that you want. You sometimes have to, it's not about necessarily playing dumb, but you've got to, I talk about taking yourself down to the level of your audience. You've got to go on a journey with your audience. And sometimes that means going back to where you were 3-4 years ago. And you've got to learn to play dumb. So for the next few weeks, I want you to focus on not jumping in with an answer when you're asked. This is, again, a life principle. Instead, ask questions, seek input, listen carefully to what is being said, even if you know the answer, and then apply that to your business as well. Number 3, you must learn to take action. Since starting my podcast, I've published over 50 episodes. Actually published over 150 total episodes of podcasts. The Affiliate Guy Daily is just over 50 now. I've published more than 100 videos. I've published more than 1,000 blog posts. Here's the thing. I know people who've interacted with probably 800 of those, 750, 1,000 of them. None of them is worth a thing. They're worth nothing if you don't apply them. So here's the key. To go from good to great, from successful to very successful at anything, spend 1/3 of your time learning and the other 2/3 doing. Really, it might even be like 80 to 90% learning versus doing. Learning is important. I have a lot of books. I have a lot of online courses. I read a lot of magazines, but I spend most of my time doing. I'm very intentional about the learning. So when I spend that time learning, I immediately have action items. Not, that was great. Let me go learn something else now. Get out of your books. Stop listening to my podcast. Stop watching my videos. Stop reading my blog if you have to. Like, seriously, if that's what it takes for you to get to the next level, I'd rather you stop reading, listening, and watching and thank me later than keep reading and listening and watching and never reach the next level. I mean, that is simple as that. There's a ton of resources on my site. You could listen and watch and read for literally months, 24/7. You probably could not get through all of my content in that's why it might be, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, 24/7, right? It's close, right? But whatever, I don't want you to do that though. Whatever you want to be great at, you do it. Well, I should be emailing more. Then do it. Don't learn about it. Just do it. Write more emails. You want to learn how to email more? Write more emails. You want to learn how to write more blog posts? Write more blog posts. Here's an idea and go write it. Record more video. Stop learning about it. To make the leap from successful to very successful, you must take action. And the key here is when you read something of value, when you watch something of value, when you learn something of value, find a way to apply it immediately. Right then. So maybe you should keep listening, watching, and learning and reading as long as you're applying stuff. Just make sure you take action on what you learn. And then the last one is you must learn to play and rest. You've got to. And you've probably heard of it's like the 10,000 hour rule, I think is what it's called. Malcolm Gladwell, the book Outliers. Highly recommend the book, by the way. But he says that in order to achieve mastery at a subject, you must practice and perform at it for 10,000 hours. I personally believe it's a lot more than that. So what's the best way to get in your 10,000 hours? Like, how do you spend 10,000 hours blogging, recording, podcasting, whatever it may be? More time. You do it for more time. What's the best way to get in more time for practice and, your business, more affiliate promos, whatever? Less sleep and less play. That's actually wrong. There's a study that Gladwell quotes. It's from Kay Anders Erickson, and it's a study of violinists, and it provided much of the basis for this, the 10,000 hour rule. What Gladwell left out, I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, it wasn't necessarily the message, was that in addition to practicing more, the second most important factor to high achieving violinist success was sleep. The most successful violinist slept for 8.6 hours a day. It's a lot more than the average American. Sleep is critical to performance. And so if you're going to go from successful to very successful, you got to be well rested. You got to look at success. Very successful people they view sleep as a tool. Just as getting the right apps and all that, they use it as a tool. What about play? I mentioned sleep and play. Well, play is important as well. Play kind of feels like it's dead in our culture. I love what Seth Godin talks about. I love what he says. He says, the blame is on the industrial complex that we developed in the late 1800s. Schools became more specialized. Schools became more about sitting in a desk for long periods of time than about creativity. I'm not picking on the school system. They're doing what they intend to do very well, I think, and that is, I'm going to get up on a soapbox that I've already gotten up on before in another episode, so I'll pass on that now. But I hate that. I don't think it's a skill to be able to sit still in a desk for 55 minutes in a row. That's not a skill I care to develop. It served me no purpose. So music and art classes were stripped from the school budgets, and recess, was taken out. The middle of the day when kids could be superheroes and composers and sculptors was taken away. And the result is that creativity died. Play went away. And again, this is not about the school system. This is about you. You want to go from successful to very successful. You've got to get back into play. And so I know for me that when I need to write really good copy or really good blog posts, one of the best things I can do is go build some Legos. One of the best things I can do is go take some clay and mold it. One of the best things I can do is just go outside and let my daughter, explain to me how today she's so-and-so and I'm this evil villain. One of the best things I can do is to go outside and just be there with my daughter and just look at flowers and explore the nature of our property. That's play. It doesn't have to be play in the traditional sense. It could just be doodling. Learning, you could learn how to draw cartoons, something I'm doing right now. I'm terrible at it right now. I can draw one cartoon, and that's like a goth girl who's got a really bad attitude and a very small neck. That's all I can draw, but I draw it really well. And I'm learning how to draw other stuff. I can also draw a mad scientist. I can draw that. I'll share them with you one day. Not right now, though. I'm not going to do that now. But you got to get that play back. You got imagination. I love what Ken Robinson says. He says, imagination is the source of every form of human achievement. It's time to get that creativity back. So get out and play games with your children, make believe, be a superhero, take an art class, make up songs. I love playing on the piano. I'm terrible at it, but I just love, I discovered how to play Knocking on Heaven's Door. Boom! Feel your creativity. So the action items here, resolve to view sleep as a tool and use it to get yourself to that next level, and spend at least 30 minutes in the next 48 hours in a state of play. You gotta make the time. So there you have it. 4 musts from going from successful to very successful in affiliate marketing, life in general. I hope those help you out. I hope those help you get to that next level, because that's where I want you to be. I'll see you in the next episode.